Britain has the greatest level of debt per head in the whole of the world. Worse than Greece, worse than Iceland, worse than Ireland, and so on. We have the fourth highest inequality in the world. Our benefits, our out-of-work benefits for the sick and the disabled and the unemployed, are the worst in Western Europe by far. We've heard about the horrendous poverty rates, more than 1 in 5 children. Over half of our pensioners are in fuel poverty. Our sick and disabled have the highest poverty rates in the whole of the European Union. Worse than any of those countries in Southern Europe, than Central and Eastern Europe. We have the worst. We treat our sick and disabled, the most vulnerable people in society, worse than anywhere else. And yet we're in a decade of austerity with more and more cuts to come. And yet we're spending tens of billions on new nuclear weapons. There's over 2,000 financiers and bankers in the city on over €1 million a year. That is more than the whole of the rest of Europe put together. Better together for whom? And yet, we're too poor and we're too weak and we're too stupid. All those statistics, we look at those league tables again, and each and every one of them, who's at the top of the league table, who's doing the best in the world? It's the small independent nations of Northern Europe with regard to living standards and incomes and health and well-being and happiness and gender balance and so forth. 3 of the 4 most innovative nations in the European Union are Sweden, Denmark and Finland. They're clearly no too poor and they're no too small to be leaders in innovation. And yet here in Scotland we've got more universities in the top 100 in the world than anywhere else. Per head of population, we've got more outputs by academics than anywhere apart from Switzerland. We're not too stupid. The OECD, the United Nations, the European Union, when they're looking for good governance, when they're looking at how to get policy right on economic development or development agencies or careers or whatever, they look to Scotland. And our partnership working is the model for the whole of the European Union. And that suggests to me that the work we've been doing in the Reed Foundation on the common wheel has got very firm foundations. It's got firm foundations in experience, it's got firm foundations in economic theory, and we can see it works elsewhere. So where do we want to be looking forward? We want a Scotland that's confident and coherent, that's inclusive, that doesn't subsidise employers to pay low wages. The lowest, we've got the highest proportion of low paid in the world, in the developed world. What's that about? Given we've got some of the highest skilled people in the world, why are they working in shops, in McDonald's and the like? We need to be paying higher wages for our higher skilled workers in good jobs, in good industries. We need strong trade unions, because each of those northern countries have the highest membership of unions in the world, and women dominate those unions. So gender balance, welcome to people from throughout the world, making use of our universities and our education and our skills and talents. All of those are not only what we want to see, they're also essential for successful economies, successful societies. And only by working together, of releasing the talents and the skills of the people of Scotland, will we be able to address the horrendous levels of poverty we've heard about and the other problems here. That means we have to go out and we need to challenge the accepted wisdom, we need to raise questions and criticise the easy lessons we're given by the Better Together campaign. And when we do that and we convince people, then we will bring Scotland behind us and vote yes, and then we can address poverty. Thank you.
Professor Dawson, ladies and gentlemen, with some facts and some figures.